Welcome back to Inside South Florida. So everyone has boobies. I know that's an attention grabber, but it's true. And it's also the name of a new book by breast health radiologist, Dr. Robin Roth. She's here today in the studio to talk a little bit more about this book, her journey in creating it, and why everyone needs to know about it. So Dr. Robin, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. This is an honor to be here.
Yes, yeah. I love the title. Everyone has boobies.
It's so true.
It makes you want to pick up the book. And let's talk a little bit about your career as a radiologist and really what impacted you and your decision to make this.
You know, so I'm a breast radiologist, and often I'm the first doctor that someone meets when they're diagnosed with breast cancer. And I meet lots of women in the clinic, and it's usually in moments of fear and uncertainty. And I realize that we all feel some sort of way about our breasts. We feel, we feel some shame, I feel like we are taught that from an early age. So I wanted to really change the narrative of how we talk about breasts. And I realized that starts at a younger age because I'm also a mom of 3 young kids. And I realized there were no books out there to talk about breasts. There were no children's book out there. So I decided to write one. I joke it's like everyone poops but for breasts.
Yeah.
And I really think that I needed to give a tool to children and to parents to open this conversation early. It also talks about breast cancer. It's a good tool to open up the conversation about breast cancer if needed. I talk about that boobies can get boo-boos, and if they do, there are things that doctors can do.
I like that, boobies and boo-boos. And then let's talk about breast tissue, because this book is for kids, but it's for kids of all genders.
Exactly.
For both genders, and it's because everyone has breast tissue.
Exactly, and you know, I think that breasts are something, they're very sexualized from early age, and I think that, again, we feel there's censorship, there's shame around it, so I wanted to change that narrative because everyone has them. They're normal parts of our body, they're actually magical parts of our anatomy, so I really wanted to celebrate breasts and give them the respect that they deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also are very passionate about just debunking myths and destigmatizing everything.
Yes, you know, on social media, I think there's so much misinformation out there, especially with regards to breast cancer. So that's why I started my platform, the Boobie Docs, because I'm really passionate about debunking some of those myths that we see. You know, those are the ones that go viral for all the wrong reasons. Yeah. And so I really wanted to combat misinformation head on with the Boobie Docs.
Well, I have a couple that I want to talk to you about. Number one is, if you don't have a family history, you won't get breast cancer.
So that's a huge myth. And about 85% of people who are diagnosed with breast cancer, most of them, 85% of them don't have a family history or genetic mutation. So I don't want people that have a lack of family history use that as a false sense of security.
Yeah.
If you do have a family history, however, especially if it's in a first-degree relative, then that does increase your risk. So it's important to know about, but it's also not the end-all be-all.
Listen, we want to talk to you about all things.
Exactly.
And then get your book too. So where can we find your book?
So you can get Everyone Has Boobies at Amazon.com or my website, everyonehasboobies.com. I'll send you a signed copy.
Awesome. A signed copy. Is it going to be in pink as well?
It says all the breasts.
Okay. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Dr. Robin, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.